All right, so right over here, we have some of the nastiest water that we're going to find. There ain't no telling how much Giardia and E. coli and garbage that's in this water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how to get all the grit and grime out with this little filter bag. So first of all, what you want to do is just go ahead and, try to make it as clean as you can. Fill this dude up, just like that. All right, there's a fill line on this side. Let's see if I can find a fill line. Right there. Then, I'm gonna lose a boot. We'll come back up here to civilization and get right here in this area where we can see. All right, here we go. So technically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to soak this bag inside this water for, a little bit.
2 minutes later.
All right, so now that we've let this bag soak inside this water, you see how it's all wet. Some of that water is inside that bag. All this is doing is getting rid of the nasty. So we're gonna open this up and we're gonna pour that water inside this bag. Then we're gonna collect that water back in here. Now this, what it's doing is it's just getting all the grit and the grime, the tadpoles, the slime, the leaves, some of the tea stain and everything out of it. And all this is a Campcraft Outdoors water filter bag. They're like 19 bucks, 17, 19 bucks online. And I'll leave a link in the description of the YouTube video. But this thing is great for doing this, like filtering this nasty water out, getting all the grime out of it. So we got a little bit less than the 24 ounces or whatever where that fill line is on this side. So the fill line's right here and the water level's right there. A lot of that was just because it spilled out. Some of it's still dripping. So let's see. This is what it looks like now. It's still nasty, it's still yellow, it's still full of all the microbes and all the garbage. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our filter and set it inside, oh, there's something, piece of something right there, leaf. Set it inside the cup. Open this up a little bit on the top. And they got little thumb or palm presses right here. You just push down. And what this is doing is filtering all that nasty water through a charcoal cartridge. Now this water inside this container is crystal clear, ready to drink. Safe to drink. This water is safe to drink. It is 100% clear. If I had a bottle or a glass or something to put it in, let me open this up. Now you can see that water inside that canister in there. That was all of what we filtered. That's what's left over. And that is the safe to drink stuff. And then what this bag is doing is this bag is just saving your filter, because you could have just went out there, scooped it up, filtered it in an emergency. You needed some water right then and there. You could have done that. But what that bag does is it gets all the nasty, the leaves, the tadpoles, all the extracurricular activities out of the water, and it allows you to save that filter, because that filter is only good for 250 presses. One of the most important things you can always take with you in the woods is a metal container next to a knife, or a good sheath or belt knife is paramount in the woods. But a metal container will ensure that you can drink this nasty, nasty stagnant water. I mean, this thing is full of all kinds of extracurricular activities. Now, this dude is serving two functions. Is orange for signaling, or for calling for help or anything like that, or visibility needs, but it's also going to filter out these nasties out of this water and allow you to boil this water or to put this into a water filter. We're going to take our little container here, fill it up, and just pour it in here. This is self-explanatory, water 101. And it's going to take a couple seconds for it to filter in. Once I filter this water, I'll show you what it looks like. Now, it's not going to be perfect by no means, because the weave on this filter is a lot wider, a lot coarse. So just try to get as much of the stuff off the surface as you can. And the wetter this is, the faster it will filter. So this should be pretty much full by the time we're done with here. There we go. It's pretty much full. Now let me show you what we filtered out. So all this stuff right here is what we filtered out of that water. Now there's going to be some in there. Let me show you. But that's cleaner than it was. And so you can run your water filter, your life straw, or you could boil the contents of this cup, and you could just go ahead and bottoms up that thing at that point. I'm not going to drink it now, and I've already filled up my life straw, or my grill. Now let me show you another option that you could use to filter your water. So we just filtered this water with the handkerchief. Let me show you another way to actually filter it down even more. And that is using one of these 99-cent coffee filters. I got these at a salvage store, and so it'll be cheaper that way. Yeah, you could get the regular, just cheap coffee filters if you want or whatnot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my thumb right here to keep it from actually sinking down in there so much, because it's going to sink in there as soon as the water hits it. But this will actually help filter the water. And here we go. I'll have to hold it up. Now, this is one of the problems that I mentioned in the book, is that once you get this wet, you have to have like a rubber band or something to hold it on the outside. And so I'm just holding this up so you can see. But this is going to take a lot longer than the handkerchief. But you can hear it in there. It is filtering, and it's going to get a lot more of that grime out of there. Now, a lot of you is like, Chris, why are we doing this? And it's just to get your grime and grit out of your water in order to save your commercial water filter and prolong the life of your water filter. Sometimes you want to go through an extra step or two just to save a little bit of money in the long run, but some people don't. They're like, hey, I'll just buy another one. It don't matter. But me, preferably, I like to save the life of my water filter. So you can see all the nasties floating around in there, and you can see all the grit and the grime floating around, and this is actually taking that away. Now let me show you what it looks like without it. It has really taken out all the grit and the grime and the nasty. All right, so we used the handkerchief, and we pre-filtered our water. Then we broke that down and we did the coffee filter. And that water, when we got done with the coffee filter, was kind of clear. And it actually surprised me and Dave with how clear it was. Now I want to show you one more step that you could take. There's some little item that you could bring with you, is a Keurig K-Cup coffee filter. Now this little dude, you just stick it in there like this. And it's got some coffee grinds in there left over, but it's still going to do the job. And you can just slowly pour your water in here, and it's going to get out all that grit and nasty as well. Now, you just saved your filter, your commercial water filter. You're actually prolonging the life of your commercial water filter. And what you're doing is you're just filtering out all those extracurricular activities in there. So that does a real good job with it. Now, it does have some coffee grounds in there, so this is going to be coffee flavored now whenever I put it in my filter. But I just saved the life on that filter a little bit more, made some cleaner water. You could boil this and then drink it, or you can put it in a commercial filter. Don't drink this water. It's not safe to drink this water, even though you ran it through all these filters, because that stagnant pool right there that we just took this out of is disgusting. There's like tadpoles, fish, dead turtles. We just saw some dead turtles over there. Like, this is disgusting. So, but you can drink this water after you put it through a filter or boil it. Hey, I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. God bless you.